So let's start this video with a little warning. And that warning is that this video is not the most exciting video that I've put together. However, it very well could be the most informative video that I've put together because there's a lot of numbers that we're going to go over. And those numbers that we're going to go over really unpacks and paints a picture as to what's going on in the real estate market, or at least what we've seen. And at the end, I'm also going to give you some of my thoughts as to what we might expect moving forward. Most importantly, we're going to be focusing on the numbers for Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, but I'm going to be including a little bit of information for the city of Philadelphia as well. The city of Philadelphia is very well known regardless where you're at in the country, so I figure that gives us a really good geographical pinpoint. With that said, some of the information that we're going to go over in this video, we're going to go over average sale price, average list price. We're going to go over how many homes sold in Montgomery County in 2023 versus 2022. And we're also going to compare some of that information to Philadelphia. We're also going to take a look at list price to sale price ratios. And we're really going to unpack and get an idea of what's going on in the market. And I promise you right now, you're going to be surprised because most people assume that, well, you know what, let's not even get into the assumptions. Let's just get into some of the numbers. So let's start with the amount of homes sold in Montgomery County. And we're going to compare 2023 to 2022. Now in Montgomery County in 2023, so far, again, this information is just from January 1 to end of June, kind of half year recap. But we saw 3,851 homes sell here in Montgomery County in 2023. But just last year, we had 5,362 homes sell by the end of June last year. As a matter of fact, that's a difference of about 1,500 homes, or a decrease by about 28% overall in just sales volume. Now, as I mentioned, for Philadelphia, for the first half of the year, there were 7,220 homes sold. Now, that's also down from last year, but Philadelphia has seen more of a decline in homes sold than we have. As a matter of fact, about 2,549 less homes were sold, which is a difference of about 26%. Now, Philadelphia is a more dense and more populated community, so that kind of makes sense overall. But again, to give you an idea, about 1,500 homes sold less in Montgomery County in comparison to about 2,600 less homes in Philadelphia. Now, if we were to take a look at the overall sale price, right? Like if we were to just add up the sale prices of all the homes sold between January 1 and the end of June 2023, in Montgomery County, there's about $1,843 million in sales volume. But in 2022, that same exact time frame, it was a staggering $2,391 million. So a significant difference between 2022 and 2023. It's a difference of about $548 million, or about 23%. I think the exact number is 22.9% difference drop in comparison from 2022 to 2023. But in the city of Philadelphia this year, there's a difference of about $841 million, or about 25.5% difference. Again, decline in overall sales volume from last year compared to this year. So both, if you take a look at both counties are seeing a difference in sales volume. Both are seeing less homes sell, and we're also seeing the overall sales volume drop as well, which makes perfect sense. Less homes sell, meaning there's less sales volume. So again, those numbers definitely make sense. But we're going to go over some more numbers. And again, there is a pretty significant difference between Montgomery County in the direction it's going and the direction that Philadelphia is going. Now, the average sale price for homes in Montgomery County this year in 2023 is about $484,000, which is up because last year the average sale price was about $459,000, which is a difference of about $25,000, or an increase of about 5%. But Philadelphia did not see the same thing. In the city of Philadelphia, the average sale price for the first half of 2023 was about $334,000. But if you were to compare that to last year, the average sale price last year in Philadelphia was higher. And it's not higher by much, but at the end of the day, it was higher by about $1,500, or about half of a percentage point, right? So really not much movement there, but Montgomery County, significant difference in the fact that the numbers are going up. Philadelphia, it's a significant difference in the fact that it's not going up, but it's a marginal decline overall. But I thought that was really, really interesting when I looked at those numbers. Now, the average list price in 2023 for Montgomery County was right around $479,000. And last year, the average list price in Montgomery County for the first half of the year was about $446,000. So as you can see, Montgomery County is also trending up with our list prices. We've trended up about $32,000, or about 7%. But now when we compare that to Philadelphia, right now what we're seeing in Philadelphia, the average list price is about $341,000, which is a difference of about $2,800, or about not even a percentage point. In Philadelphia, just like Montgomery County, we are seeing the list prices go up as well, which is interesting because if we're seeing the list prices go up in Philadelphia and list prices go up in Montgomery County, but the sale prices in Philadelphia are going down, but that's not happening in Montgomery County, it paints a picture, and it shows that there actually is a pretty significant difference in activity between these two counties. But what I like to look at, which is one of the last numbers we're going to look at, is the sale price to list price ratio. Okay, now what this means is if you were to put your home on the market at a certain dollar amount, how much of a difference, either positive or negative, did it sell for? Okay, so in Montgomery County, again, I've already given you the average list price and I've given you the average sale price. But the moral of the story in Montgomery County is that this year, 2023, we're actually seeing homes sell at about 99.8% of sale price to list price ratio. That means for the most part, sellers as a whole in Montgomery County are not getting their asking price, nor are they getting over asking. Now, you talk to most people, they're going to tell you that homes are selling over asking, and in some areas they are, and that's a very blanket statement. I would say that's a national statement if you were just going to generalize. But here in Montgomery County, as of right now, sellers are getting less than what they ask for. Last year was a completely different story. Last year, homeowners were getting 102.4% of their asking price, meaning they were getting more than they were asking for by about 2.4%. As you can see in Montgomery County, the housing market may be hot, but we're also seeing a pretty significant difference this year compared to last year. And when we look at what's going on in Philadelphia, right now, homeowners are getting about 94.8% of their list price to sale price ratio. So they're getting even less in comparison to their list price. And as I mentioned before, stats are showing that in Philadelphia, the list prices are still trending up, even though the sale prices are trending down. So it sounds like someone in Philadelphia needs to do a little bit more homework before they list properties, because the divide is getting greater. The last number that I want to share with you is days on market. Now, days on market is somewhat of a gray area because days on market, it's calculated based on when we, the listing agent, change the property from it being available to it being under contract. And unfortunately, there's a lot of lazy agents out there that don't do it in real time. So these numbers could be skewed a little bit, but they do paint a picture. In 2023, the first half of 2023, the average days on market in Montgomery County is 24 days, but last year was 19 days. So we're seeing about 5 additional days on market, or it's going to take you about 5 days longer to find a buyer if you were to list your home this year in comparison to last year. But Philadelphia, they're averaging about 51 days on market. Now that to me was extremely surprising because that's a pretty significant jump. It's a jump of about 13 days in comparison to last year. I think last year it was 38 days on market for the first half of the year. So a pretty significant difference overall. Now, again, as I promised, I would try to recap and kind of tell you what I think this means for you. Ultimately, we always try to time the market so that we can get the best deal. I know right now interest rates are all over the place, and that's not something that we can control. And as you can see, if you're thinking about buying or selling a house, making the right decisions at the right time really make all the difference right now. Pricing your home accordingly and marketing your home accordingly, it's definitely something you need to do if you are hoping to get top dollar and you're hoping to sell your home quickly, which appears to be the norm, right? But ultimately, if you're a buyer and you're trying to figure out what's going on in the market, ultimately houses they're still going up. And even in Philadelphia, where their prices might be coming down, that is such a marginal dip that you're not going to feel it in your pocket. What I will say where you might feel a difference is you may not have to compete as much for a home this year than you had to do before. As you can see in both Montgomery County and Philadelphia County, there's extended days on market. And when there's extended days on market, that leads one to believe that there aren't a bunch of people making offers on that particular property. Now, of course, some properties are going to be hot properties, priced accordingly, and they're going to be so gorgeous that they're going to bring everyone out of the woodworks, and those homes will sell quickly. But again, we're talking averages here, and the numbers show that the market is slowing down. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But ultimately, if you are thinking about buying a home, don't wait. Prices are going up. It's expected that interest may go up again. And even if it does come down, it's going to come down marginally. It's not going to be a drastic reduction. The days of 2 and 3% mortgages, I highly doubt we'll ever see them again. And if you're thinking about selling your home, in my opinion, what these numbers mean for you is that now is the time to make sure that you're hiring a local expert, someone that's really going to help you dive into the numbers and come up with a game plan that makes the most sense for you based off of your property condition and what your overall game plan is. So as I mentioned, this wasn't going to be the most exciting video, but definitely, in my opinion, a very informative video. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about these numbers. Let me know if these numbers actually met your level of expectation for what is going on in the real estate market here in the greater Philadelphia area. And if you haven't done so already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't bite, I promise you. And then mash that bell while you're at it so that you're notified every time I post a video. And with that said, my friends, I'll talk to you soon.